Yo, here we go. Let's take a look at this news. We got a new buff in World of Warcraft. 50% experience buff. This is primo for your alt army. You're going to want to use some of your time in the next 10 or so days here to capture this experience buff. Let's take a look at what this is. This buff is going to be in preparation for Shadowlands Season 4. In the email, it said that it was going to last until August 1st. We'll see if they extend it. In the past, they've seen some success by extending it. I wouldn't bank on it. I would capture this buff as fast as possible and as much as possible for the next 10 days over across as many characters as you possibly can. We've never seen a 50% buff in the past. Typically, it was just holiday buffs, New Year's buffs, 10% here, 20% there. It boosted it up to 50, which is big. So make sure to log on to your characters and start doing some quests and start getting your garrison set up and capture this experience, because that is a lot of benefit for nothing. They're just giving it to us for free. So capture those gains. Make sure you're maximizing those gains. While we're talking about maximizing those gains, let's take a look at another way that you could have set up for this. If you did it, you got characters that have rested experience. Rested experience will stack on this 50% buff. That's really great because you're going to have 100% rested and then 50% of that on top. So you're going to have 150% rested experience, which is amazing. Another little boost if you preemptively stacked up your Dark Moon Fair 10% experience buff. If you did that, then you're really prepared to rock it off in the next 10 days and burn through all that bonus experience and get some serious level gains. And if this game ever loads, I'll show you what I'm talking about with that Dark Moon Fair buff. Let's give it some time. Doesn't usually take this long. Maybe something's wrong. I'm gonna pause the video. Took too long because everybody's capturing those experience gains. Here's the Dark Moon Fair buff. Gives you an extra 10%. Honestly, insignificant compared to this 50% buff that we're getting from this boost. This 15% buff, 50% buff is major. You want to use this. So cut out some time in your WoW schedule and make sure that you're leveling up some alts using this. It's going to work for character levels 10 through 59. So you can use it for low levels. You can use it for Shadowlands. You can get it all the way to 59, which is incredible. Let's talk about some of the alts that you could use to maximize your profession gains and your garrison gains real quick. Got a couple of things to consider when you're creating your characters, and you're going to want to make sure that you're doing a race that's good. Mechagnome is very good because you can craft all kinds of things on it. It's a crafting station for everything, so Mechagnome is very good for profession alts. Pandaren is going to be very good for this experience buff. You can create them today, stack up some rested experience, and play them as you have time before this buff falls off on the 1st. I would recommend using Pandarens and Mechagnomes. Pandarens, everybody can use. If you got Mechagnomes unlocked, throw a couple of those in there. You're going to want to choose classes that you have heirloom items on. I've unlocked all of the plate carriers. One other thing to consider is your movement speed in the game. You can save a little bit of time moving around. Hunters move at a passively 10 or 20 or 30% faster speed. So you're going to spend less time in your garrison running to pick up cards and to spend resources. It moves noticeably faster, and it is pretty sweet. Shamans have Ghost Wolf form. Paladins have that horse, the Paladin horse that they can summon and speed boost through. Death Knights will gain you the most experience. So if you want to level fastest and most passively, do your Death Knights. If you want to spend a little bit more time leveling, go with one of these speed boosting characters. And if you like playing other classes, play the classes you like. Ultimately, you want to play the classes you like, and you have a better chance of being successful at this. Haste boosts from Bloodlust, maybe you want to consider those. Maybe you want to consider the heirlooms. If you want to consider raw experience, Pandaren, good to go. Death Knight starts out at level 10, just saves you time, good to go. Hunters have a move speed buff, they move fast, good to go. Make whatever you want. Get those gains. Starts directly in Stormwind, so you'll start stacking rested experience the moment you create it and log in. Easy peasy. Create those characters now, stack those into Stormwind to get the rested experience to start gaining, and then when you have time, log into those characters and start doing just regular questing. Just do some regular questing. Capture that 50% experience. If I had that 50% experience on all these characters that I've built, it would have taken me half of the time. See how that works? 50% of the time. So if you want 2 characters for the price of 1 on your in-game time, capture this experience buff, you guys. This is a big one. You don't want to miss out. Make sure to create all the characters that you want and put them in Stormwind. Get them to start accumulating rested experience. Have them gaining their rested experience, and then play them as you see fit. Again, this time frame is ending at about the 1st of August. Hopefully it gets extended. It would be amazing if it does. Don't count on it. Make sure to get your questing time in first. Well, not first. You want to get your rest experience up first and then get your questing time in. So do it in that sequence, guys. Make sure to create the characters, put them in Stormwind, start getting the double rested experience. Pandas gain rested experience at an advanced rate. You do all panda DKs, it's going to be fast as possible and it's going to be streamlined as possible. If I had more slots, I would just make panda DKs right now and put them in Stormwind. And then in, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 days, I'd jump on them and start playing through the quest to get them up to the garrison. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to stack up the Dark Moon buff unless you have already, because this was kind of sprung on us, but 50% far outweighs 10%. I'll take 50 any day of the week. Just don't sleep on this. Make your alts now. Collect the experience buff. Just do some questing. Even if it's not rested experience, do some questing. It is too good to miss. 50% is major. Half price alts. Come on, man. You can't beat half price alts. Go ahead and get out there, get some leveling, guys. Get some leveling done and level up your garrison alt army. Right now, I'd focus on maximizing your experience gains and level up the garrison later. Spend the time farming out your experience, guys. Maximize this buff. Well, that wraps it up. This is Just a Dude Gaming. And get out there and build some alts. Get some garrisons going. This is the best time ever.